Hello everyone, this is Paolo and I just wanted to share with you some basics about our metadata. I know that the template may look quite frightening for some of you. So metadata is data about data, meaning that we have to describe our data. But what are the data that we need to describe? So the data that we collected in the fields, basically we collected a lot of audio recordings, GPS points, and then we made a lot of photos, and then some of us also recorded some videos. Then we visited a number of places that were described by geographers, and then we met a lot of people. So we have a number of audio files, a number of GPS points, a number of videos, a number of places that I hope I will see in the reports, and then a number of photos and many people. So if we just take a look at the content of our hard disk, where you have backed up all your data, you will realize that we need some kind of guide. So this is the content, this is our folder. Then this is the 14th of May, you see the group Bazou, for instance, in sociolinguistics has audio recordings, and then there are these file names that say something, but there are other file names that say nothing. STE005. Okay, we just know the date, but we know nothing else about this. So this is the same for many other types of files. For instance, for photos, see here we have a lot of photos. We know the date, the time, but there's nothing else. So we don't have descriptions. This means that in case we want to make sense of the collection of data that we have, we should listen to the recordings, watch to all the videos, look at all the photos, and project all the GPS points on the Earth. So we need, in fact, a sort of description of our collection. Otherwise, it would be unusable. So this is what metadata do. So they provide a sort of index to all the work we did in the field in Bazou. So it's like writing the index of a very big book. So imagine to put all the recordings that we have, all the words that were recorded by you in the field. How many words were there? How many people you met? How many things you saw? It's impossible to replicate this, and we need some help in our need to search the content that we want to analyze. Okay, so and this is why basically we have our metadata template. Okay, so you can see it is made out of a number of sheets. So there's a field trip sheet, the session sheet, the actors sheet, the devices sheet, the sociolinguistic questionnaire sheet, the file equivalences sheet, and the anthropology sheet. So Rachel is preparing a number of videos for the individual sheets. I just want to stress the importance of a few things. Here, for instance, in the field trip, you will see that so you have to give a name to your field trip. Okay, each one of you will have only one row because you did only one trip. Okay, that lasted from May 13 to May 16. Okay, this very name of the field trip must appear exactly the same here. So you see, I didn't put it, so I can copy it here. So in the session, because this is the key column that connects the session sheet with the field trip sheet. There are a number of columns in the different sheets that allow this correlation between sheets. Field trip reference is the one connecting field trip and session. Then there is also session name that connects session with sociolinguistic questionnaire. So if you want to connect a person, because the sociolinguistic questionnaire sheet basically is about people who you have interviewed. If you want to connect a person in this sheet, in the sociolinguistic questionnaire, with the session, then you have to make sure that the name of the session perfectly matches the name of the session in the other sheet. And you see here, it's exactly the same. Okay? Then there are other columns that allow this correlation of different items, different records. For instance, the name on ID in the sociolinguistic questionnaire sheet, here you see I just invented this name, Hugo Brandt, connects the sociolinguistic questionnaires with the actors sheet. You see here, full name. So the column has a different title. I'm sorry, this is just a work in progress. It's always in progress. But so you must make sure that whatever actor is mentioned in the actors, so actor means a participant, someone whose voice or image was recorded in your fieldwork. So whoever you want to mention here must be identified with a full name, that is the name on ID, that perfectly corresponds with the name here. So if, for instance, here instead of putting Hugo Brandt, I put Hugo Brandtli, okay, this will not be good because it doesn't match the exact record here, okay? So if I want that two items correspond to each other, I must make sure that they are codified in the same way, okay? Then, as for the devices, this is just the recorders that you used. Then file equivalences, for now, just do not work at this level. Do not work here. I will work at this after you will send all your metadata. And then the last sheet is for anthropologists. Basically, since I do not know exactly what questions you asked in the field, you are kindly invited to just update the sheet with the questions that you asked. You can put your questions in this cells here. Okay, you can continue as much as you want. And then here provide the answers according to the people who have answered. Okay. All right. Then just the last few points. Don't change file names now. Use the file names that you have used that have been recorded when you backed up your data. Okay, don't change file names now, otherwise we will not be able to retrieve your files. We will lose track of your files. Then you can leave some cells blank. Don't feel obliged to fill out the entire metadata file. Okay, just put what you have. Remember how Excel works. So Excel is a funny software. If you are not too familiar, you will be struck by the fact that cells content seems to disappear covered by the content of some adjacent cells. So this is just an illusion, because if you click on the cell, then you will see the content appearing above. For instance, here you see I cannot see Njongzu Soshi, but here I know that this is the content of the whole cell. So if I want, I can also enlarge here and see the content, but this is not actually necessary because, I mean, it's up to you. If you want to enlarge all the columns to see the content, it's fine, right? Then, as soon as you open the metadata template and start putting in your data, save it as PAAM-CAM-2019, like here, PAAM-CAM 2019 metadata, oh sorry, PAAM-CAM-2019 metadata your name. Okay, here I use my name, of course. So this is the name of the file for the metadata that you will send me when you'll be done, okay? And remember to save the file as often as you can while you work on it, because I mean, this is precious work. It can be complicated, and so losing all the data because of a failure of the software or a sudden electricity failure, I don't know. So just to be sure, just save your file every minute, okay? Is that all? No. Metadata is fundamental, and but is not sufficient, okay? What I will need from you is also a report of your work with transcriptions or summaries of your interviews, for especially for sociolinguists, anthropologists, and linguists, or summaries of your trip with a list of the points and the notes that you took in the field, and whatever remarks you have. And since when you will finalize your report, I hope you will also have your metadata file quite advanced, so you will have already inserted a lot of information in your metadata file. You will have the index of items that you can mention in your report. So instead of referring to someone as, so with a whatever name, okay, or with a nickname or something, make sure that you use the exact name that is found in the metadata file in one of the columns, so that if we want to get more information about that person or that place or that session, we will just look for that in the metadata and we will get more information. I hope this is clear, and if you have questions, just let me know. Thanks a lot, and bon courage.